Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
broadcasting live.
We will broadcast
live. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 345. Blessings to everyone who is here. I know some people been and wonder why me I stream on a Saturday night. Me explain that further down. But big up on yourself in the peeps. So there. Yeah, so let me say, what heap of things are going about the place. Yeah, than abroad. You see, so we come, can I go on, champs, and thing. So yeah, them look at things here going. So we talk about a few things in the night, you know, the Ukraine situation. Whilst I won't get into the geopolitical aspect of it, you know, there are some Jamaicans who have businesses and who have been studying in the Ukraine, and there has been a lot said in the public domain, a lot of public discourse around certain things that we have heard that probably go so or probably not go so. I'll address a few things about that. The Tommy Lee situation, Jaja. There's also some, you know, developments around the FLA as to going forward and them something. So, plus some only other foolishness go on between last time I talked to you last Saturday and this Saturday and thing. I was going to stream last night, you know, but then Scotty said if on a Saturday night we stream, so I kind of experiment with it a little and see how it go. You see? And things. So them things that we are talking about, as a matter of fact, she's supposed to be here now, but I don't know where she is. So when she's ready, she come in and stream. Yeah, son. So yeah, peeps, so them things that are going on in Ireland, them things that are going on in our dance. You know what I think of. What's new? There's always something. Always something going on here, man. So we just have to go and give thanks. Certain things that affect us in a physical, direct sense, even though the situation in Ukraine have the potential to economically affect us in the short term, mid-term, long term, depending on how long the situation persists for, and then something else. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You see, cause yeah, some things. Richie, you know, say I know you're supposed to cuss me, bro, but my youth, every time if you print this up them and sign them and email them to you, I end up with something else, brother. I'm tell her right now, boy. Yeah, so make we start now. Because that me come here for the start. I say me can find a script for history. I don't even know it. As Mr. Scott is supposed to there one night time, I don't know she a big one. You understand? And me can't really invade her place. You know? Vladimir style. Alright. So a lot has been said. Let me get off of that screen there. A lot of conversation has occurred around a proposed loan by the government, which, as a matter of fact, before I came on, I was watching a press conference led by Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, where a lot was said, a lot to unpack. As I said, I just finished watching like 2 minutes before the stream started, as a matter of fact. And then something there. So, yeah. 27, well, I think 26, before you know, never mind. 27 Jamaican students arrive in Lviv, Ukraine, en route to Poland So the Polish authorities have agreed to open their borders to Ukrainian and Jamaicans and other nationals who are trying to flee, to leave, to evacuate Ukraine. As I said, a lot has been said in the past few days by a lot of people. Some people apparently don't have the information, but you know, social media is a thing, and many of us sometimes we just. I am in no defense of anybody. I'm just saying that based on the information that I am privy to, based on the sequence of things, it is really and truly, in many instances, night and day different between what is being said in the public. I know initially the government had offered loans to the students to cover their transportation cost out of Ukraine back to Jamaica. That was not taken up. A lot has been said. My view on that is that first and foremost, the government should have put things in place to get the students out of Ukraine back home, and then whatever conversations we had. Apparently it is not precedence, as during the Crimea situation in 2014, loans were offered to students there as well and things. So that's that. But for me, that shouldn't have been a part of the conversation, and steps should have been taken. But that I'm just speaking for myself. However, there are other variables to that, because some of the universities were apparently not comfortable with the students leaving, and some students did not want to leave because they were not sure as to what will happen with their studies. And also what I think the students, the government on a whole, were hoping that this thing just blow off and the potential aggression never materialize, and them would then just continue. I think every party involved, including the Ukrainians, were hoping that the thing will reach where it reach, and everybody did hope for the best, and there's something there. Zane, my understanding is that some 27 Jamaican students arrived in Lviv, Ukraine, en route to Poland, as I said. There's something that is kind of not 100% accurate about this article based on the press conference that I just watched. So I think 22 students were on board the train, 19 got off, and 3 remained on the train because their parents said they ought to remain on the train. Why, I couldn't tell you. But I know that 19 of them got to Lviv. They will move over into Poland tomorrow, I suspect, where the German ambassador and the council, Jamaican representative in Poland will receive them. All expenses will be paid, accommodation, transportation, everything will be paid by the government and all the other people who have come on board to contribute to that. Yeah? So the press conference is up on PCJ website, PBC, I remember, Public Broadcasting Corp, PBC, that YouTube page. So that's where I watched it earlier and thing. But as I said, students, government, I think they were hoping that this thing would just blow off and, you know, no hostility would emerge. And I think that gamble did not pay off for many people. That said, and I said I'm speaking from myself, based on the gravity of the situation, the loan conversation should not have come into play. And I mean, if the government can find the money now to cover all expenses for the students, I suppose it could have found it before, Zane, and things. So I don't know. I am happy that up to this point, no Jamaican life has been lost, and I sincerely hope all Jamaican interests in Ukraine who intend to leave will have safe passage out. Yeah? That is just how I view the thing. It is unfortunate that their studies have been disrupted, but you know, the geopolitical situation is just, I think, as I said, I won't get into that part of it. By now, all of us would know I am assuming, and the information is out there, the genesis of the Ukraine-Russia situation from the fall of the old USSR, the Soviet Union, and all of them, something that Ukraine becoming a member of the EU, also flirting with NATO, and we are here. The siege or the Crimea Peninsula by Russia in 2012-2014, if memory serves me correctly. The information is there. I can get into that. And thing. So, for what it's worth, CARICOM, Jamaica, as a member of CARICOM, a signatory to the treaty, has stated that they are totally against the invasion of Ukraine and them something there. The next thing is that, many Jamaicans were singing the war song. Presently it is Ukraine and Russia. That some of us it's not a world war type situation. We don't know where it may lead, but presently we hope that good sense will prevail and there will be a full cessation of the aggression by Russia in the shortest possible time. It has potential to affect many things outside of the geographical space in which it is currently occurring. As a matter of fact, there are Russian interests in Jamaica. 2 of the remaining bauxite producing plants, companies in Jamaica are Russian, for one, and them something there. So, I don't know. Let's, as I said, let's hope that good sense prevail. And few lives as possible are lost in this thing, because apparently more people are going to die. See, it's rough. I hope that all the students who are en route to Poland get there, because from Lviv to Poland, the border crossing there is about 2.5 hours drive based on the info. But the queue of people trying to flee into Poland is so large that it will take a while for the students to get into Poland. The authorities, the Jamaican authorities, would have sent to the Polish authorities the name of students and Jamaicans on a whole who they have been in touch with, in contact with. So that should be okay. All the logistics in terms of passports and stuff, those are being, I just think one of the students who was trying to get some residency there, the Ukrainian authorities have that person's passport, so PEAK has granted a temporary passport to that person. So it is taking time, but it is happening. And as I say again, I think that both the students and the government of Jamaica were hoping that we never reach here. So you understand? And thing. So the whole geopolitical aspect of it, it is out in the street. There are many media houses around the world that has been reporting on that. So the information is there. I won't get into that. I just hope that all the Jamaican students, business personnel who have been living in Ukraine, there's this gentleman and his family, 5 children and his wife, Mr. Messias, I think. He has taken steps to head Poland side as well, but he is not going the direction of the students that border crossing. So one will pass something. As I said, the press conference is up there, the information is there. We just hope that all our Jamaicans will come home. You understand? And as I said, I know many people are up in arms about the loan thing. For me personally, when the situation started looking how it started looking about 4 or 5 days ago, arrangements should have been made to get the students out. I know that on the flip side of that, there was some tug-of-war situation with some of the universities who were adamant and insistent that physical, face-to-face schooling was going to be continuing. And I suppose that may have been to, put on a brave face and try to express calm. I don't know, but it's rough, you see? The Hague, but the Hague not active during a thing like this. The Hague treat with war crimes after they have been committed, you understand? The Hague don't have military muscle and might. It's a judicial type of situation. Now, if you mean NATO or the UN, which is the United Nations or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, then a different story that. So I could see for. And that is why I'm saying I want to get into the geopolitical aspect of the thing. Because I know that, and this is not related directly to DeAndre, many of us don't take the time out to familiarize ourselves with the whole geopolitical situation. We hear a man say a thing or hear somebody say a thing and we jump on it. You understand? So the Hague don't have that military might or muscle. That is not what they do. You understand? The Hague is a court type of thing. Zin, International Criminal Court. UN and NATO are two different stories that now. Zin, so make we get the thing to a level before we try to address it. That's why I'm saying I'll leave it alone, because I'm really not teaching more tonight. You see? Yeah, man. So I'm going to see what I got. But then the war just start, brother. Then, like, what you gonna do? Go in a war, go take out people. Then you have to wait till the situation done here assess it before you can proffer any charges or think about prosecuting anybody. So saying they don't have, former leaders of various countries have been prosecuted in the Hague already. So I don't know that them now have not. You understand? Yeah. And thing. Right. So I can move out from that. As I said, there are many different places where the information is really there, readily available as it relates to that. You see me? Yeah. So DeAndre, I think you're probably in the line of the conversation, your comments. I suppose you are probably speaking about NATO, probably, or the UN, which again is a next thing. I ain't getting that. We just need to get the people in my yard, and then we hope that the Ukrainian situation will not get any worse. Putin has his agenda, he's very strident and adamant, and then something. So, yeah. Yeah, but even if a plane is down, I don't know that that's a war crime, but DeAndre, go research what the Hague do. Big up yourself. Yes, Tess, I am hoping for a cessation of the aggression and whatever that will look like. Let's see. Let us see. No, make we come back here. We want the student home. Some say leave them alone. Government say leave them alone. Okay, so you deal with it. So you say on here. You see? Yeah, man. That are the most important thing right now, family. Just get the youths them home and everything go. So, yeah. I say MSF say angry at UK media for blowing off. I say the Prime Minister at Downing Street today or yesterday, one of them time saying some things. So I could say, yes, big up yourself. You could watch and see. I don't think a country per se has that power. Yes, I think the Hague, which is the International Court of Justice, I think that is what it's officially called. Eventually, when this is settled, if they have grounds, I suppose, but I don't think a country per se can just get up and prosecute. I don't know if I say it go. So let me put it that way. You understand what I say? Let me put it that way. Zane and thing. Let me say I can bring the lady in a stream. Single shot, guess. Stop use tissue wipe your face, brother.
I'm not tissue. Paper towel.
Alright, just for hold on. So hold on. When you're ready, you let me know. Yeah, Zane. Yeah, peep. So, I know. Nix, yeah, be careful on the road, bro. Auntie. So I could come here. I even spend too much time on that. I just hope that all Jamaican interest inside Ukraine who is trying to get out will have safe passage out and get to them safely. That's how the thing they right now still. So speculating about certain things. As I said, the whole geopolitical aspect of it, I ain't getting into it. I kind of start getting into it, but I'm not getting into it. Yes, and probably in the future, one of them time. See? And thing. The Russian aggression with Ukraine this is not the first. Research and you will find out and thing. One of the time some garbage thing did go on around one part, and the House Speaker was accused of dumping some garbage around one place around one part like. And then sitting there, then got court. House Speaker and co-accused freed in the illegal dumping case. You know what? House Speaker Marissa Dalrymple Philibert and her 2 co-accused have been freed in their illegal dumping case. She, her son Giovanni Philibert, and their gardener Simon Sanchez were acquitted in the St. Anne Parish Court following a no-case submission by their attorneys Peter Champagny and Tom Tavares Finson. That's a powerful legal team, you know. I mean, Tom Tavares by name, but when it come on to action, Peter, because I don't know a case what Tavares seems to win about what I know about. Like, I don't know have no big case ever involved in when win neither. So I don't know how it became so popular as a lie. I guess probably in the early days when he ended up on peak of farm. But never mind me. You understand? And it is interesting to have the Senate President representing the House Speaker in a criminal case. Yo, Jaja, No. You ready for come on the stream, miss?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see if I can find around here. You still look soft though, but me fix that run on part.
But remember when I fix your life?
Is a key shirt that?
Yes.
You look decent.
Yeah, man, I'm an jersey with the name at the back and thing.
Oh, you see your name on shirt and wear it.
Then don't my name?
Yeah?
It's my name.
Yeah, you kind of sound far from the microphone though. Everything turn on and plug in?
Yes.
Okay, probably a meaning to turn up this session. Talk, Baba boy.
Same.
Alright, that's all. Yeah, probably upon my side. Peter, my headphone now, yeah, Scott is good there. Headphone, big light. Eh?
You tell all the while, say you had a problem in my life.
Me, I hear a problem in your life?
You are the problem in my life.
But if you had the problem in my life, then get rid of my life. So.
I tried.
Okay. Yeah.
Just my workout yet.
Alright, so yeah, people are here and see me I work. So yeah, no, so me I say I know, yeah, the Senate President, am I Senate President? Tom Tavares Finson? Yeah man, him a that man. Somebody confirm that for me, because I don't want to tell a lie upon them, you know. But I know Marissa, I was speaker. So Dalrymple for the word. No, I don't want to tell a lie either, you know. So I don't get in an echo. Who I get echo? Echo? Somebody said I'm going to get echo. Mm-hmm. You sure you hear me in the headphone or you hear me through your computer speaker? Audio check 1.
Headphone.
Headphone. So the echo not supposed to do that. Alright, you know what? Hold on there. You see, if they come on the stream from early, we don't have them problem, you know.
Oh boy.
And you talk about me a problem in your life. It's a problem in my life.
So you hear an echo from me?
What is it?
You hearing an echo?
I know me, I people, I say them I hear echo. When I hear echo, you know, feel like me I talk loud.
You are talking always.
I'm here for the still hear echo. Scotty sound hollow. Yeah man, she sound hollow. I need for do some things in our mansion. Space too big.
Wow. I hear the sarcasm, sir.
No. Alright, so
I hear the sarcasm.
No sarcasm, sis. Then you have to claim it in a man.
Whatever.
You see it? Alright. So you know, I may talk loud to man. That's why I like the headphone, you know. Dalrymple Filbert, who is also a member of Parliament for South Trelawney for the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. Her son and Sanchez were jointly charged with breaches of I not hear myself in my headphone. With breaches of what is it now? Breaches of the National Solid Waste Management Authority Act. So the police had reported that they were allegedly caught dumping garbage at the side of the road near Salem in St. Anne on August 15. In court, the attorney argued that the trio did not have a case to answer. Previously, the lawyers argued that their clients should not have been charged as they complied after being instructed by the police to take up the garbage. So them did dump the garbage there. They shouldn't charge very for just dumping the garbage here and take you back, man. Because you can't... Look here. So listen to this here, Pete. Ah man, that headphone thing, it just sound weird. Let me listen so. Yeah. Let me read this again. Previously, the lawyers argued that their clients should not have been charged as they complied after being instructed by the police to take up the garbage. So them did dump the garbage. The defense further argued that the accused should have been ticketed for the offense instead of being hauled before the courts. Well, Marisa take it serious because Tanta Varys Swinson and Peter Champagne she hire, so she need not take no garbage risk. That I can tell her.
But what else would you have expected though?
What you mean? What's one next lawyer upon the case, man? That look like garbage, man. You don't need a powerful legal team, brother. What I find interesting is that the Senate President represent the House Speaker in a criminal matter.
You can't drop the catch, sir. You cannot drop the catch.
And thing. Yeah, yes, I saw the thing. You all the way don't know everything, brother. If you know everything, big up yourself. Because me, them miles from Scotty and you and me control the situation, don't ask Scott. You didn't hear me go down and load it there. Tap it nice. Alright, you know, I hear so you know, say, customs, many people have blamed customs for the proliferation of guns in the country. Mm-hmm. Say, you know, custom people, they're not no custom and thing. And a lot has been said. See, I am still of the view, and I could be wrong, that majority of the guns that come in via the 140 unmanned points of entry in the country. See, informal points of entry. That is my thing. Many guns come through customs probably, you know, but I am thinking that most of the guns them come through them local places, you see? However, okay. Yeah man, so customs on the microscope for a gun running leak. So the Jamaica Customs Agency is coming under close scrutiny for leakage and corruption as the government seeks to clamp down on the security breaches linked to the smuggling of illegal guns, which is good. They're full time. So Prime Minister Andrew Holness made a revelation as he unveiled a suite of reforms, and programs agreed at National Security Council meeting on Thursday aimed at reining in the flow of illegal weapons, which contribute to the majority of Jamaica's 1,463 murders in 2021, well contributed. The targeting of customs breaches is believed to be key to the government's recent launch Get Every Illegal Gun campaign. Although the islands, so listen to this now, although the islands more than 140 informal ports of entry are a sieve for boaters from Haiti and Latin America. Sieve is not the word. It is now time that we get tough on the internal collaborators and facilitators. We shouldn't tough on, but never mind, who are allowing illegal guns to come into our country and they get rich from it while the poor people die from it. It is time that they face serious consequences for their actions, said Holness during his address at the ground. Well, never mind, that's not important. They might fix up Stony Hill Station. Stony Hill Station look like a man them they deny Christmas rebellion did live there. But make I continue. It's a good looking structure historically, but my God, man. And that said, I think they have upgraded, improved over 100 police stations in the last 3-4 years. So we have to give them a credit for that. You understand? So the Prime Minister was adamant that serious action will be taken within the agency to uncover illegal guns, issuing a strong warning to persons who may be involved. I want them to know that, without fear or favor, that we will be looking very seriously and very closely at operations of these areas. I want to laugh, but I'm not laughing. And just as you have seen, the new anti-gang task force rolling out and taking in some of the criminals, you will see a similar action within customs to get the illegal guns and facilitators, he said. Arrests and prosecutions from gun seizure at Jamaica's wharves are rare, a trend that has drawn public criticism of the police, as I said. See? So the National Security Council also agreed on implementing changes to the application process and hiring practices at the Firearm Licensing Authority, with more rigorous eligibility criteria to be introduced. Let me deal with the custom. Yeah, hold on, man. Let me deal with the custom things first, then we come to FLA. Because I said, Mr. Prime Minister, you are saying the right things, but I was saying action speak louder than word. Yeah, you can't say Oversight, I kind of link to gun thing. But say, yeah, killer, do that something. But action speak louder than word, family. So whilst you say the right things and I hit the right notes, you understand, you want to see action and not a bag of talk. Our next song, action. You understand, a be a tune. So yeah, say, you know, a full time, because we know say customs kind of narrow down and not custom. See? We have heard of situations where containers come in and nobody can pull the door them. And trailer it just come collect it and gone. We hear the stories, you know. You understand? We just don't call people there, but we hear the stories. You see? And these things can continue. Every container that come at customs should be thoroughly searched. It no matter who for name it come down in. You see? So while we are say some things, the action we are talking about, because we know say a lot of times, a lot of things are said, and we use the Ministry of Education as prime example. Because more time I see the minister then come and say some things, and then me say, so then a member say a man like me work as a teacher like. Then I will school them data. I wish sister, I don't really want to be working at the matter. I could as never that. You understand? So when politicians talk, you understand? Listen keenly. See it? So FLA and all Scotty. With boards in Jamaica, as a matter of fact. See it? Boards are political appointments as far as I am concerned.
They say they aren't.
But they are. Because watch your style, yeah. Every time one new administration take office, the board where it exists is changed. You understand? And then when the political organization party lose power, and the next party come in, the board they change again. So what you mean, sir, no political? And I was having a conversation with my very good friend, Doc Zane. But can me make a statement one time and he must say, but teach you what go on. The truth is that each political administration have them agendas. And them want for them team to help them bring them through. And me say, yes, me understand that, brother. However, if you have a board that is fully functional, very efficient, and I get results, then one more agenda than that you are. You understand what I say? So why fix it if it ain't broke?
Your friend not on that board.
No, but you see, that is the problem. I know all our friends them sensibly, you know. Sure. I laugh like it's a joke. First thing, I'm a friend. Yeah,
Let
son.
me see where this is going.
Right, so I can see where it go. And you sensible. And every friend we have sensible. You are ever all of your friends is sensible?
No, sir.
Then this you go. This is my thing, Scott. Irrespective of them political allegiance or affiliation, if they are doing the work, if they are being efficient and effective, then why change?
I agree with you.
See? But we political backers and supporters, they will promise them this and that and whatnot. You understand? And one of the things what irk me to my core, not irk. And it is the appointment of board chairmen. And as I said, this is not the public already, and many people frightened, you know. Board, yes.
I was just about to ask, is it that you want them not appointed, but what?
It's not the MP if you appoint them.
Voted in? Like you have a short listing and then you...
No politician of you involved. Figure it out some
I
other
agree
way.
with you.
So if who the MP I got select for board chairman? No one I'm political friend, brother.
You select the person that is best suited for the job.
It's simple maths. See, and that is why some schools in a quagmire of stagnation.
Let us not even touch that one.
No, we're not talking, but I just say, you see, I just them look at things there. Where we
It is
need
true,
for a MP, a select somebody, first thing, and every MP is sensible, academically speaking, street smart speaking. Some man probably have a look at thing go on and some people know him and then vote for him. How much, and how many MP understand the importance of a board chair in the functioning and running of a school?
Agree.
But you know what, I can continue. You sure we there now? So them a say, you know, listen what them a say, you know. I want you listen, you know. Listen me. Them a say that it is high time for board members of the FLA to go through a fit and proper examination, background check. So me a saying am I bigger than you know. You know a whole heap of space that, so a whole heap of ground I say.
Yeah, correct.
All the time we have board people at FLA. They never got you no fit and proper nothing. Man, we are sign off. Yeah.
I think it's a more rigorous, right?
Me not think.
So that means they would have gone through, but now they are going to scrutinize.
You sure about that or you just ask you?
That's what I would want to do.
No, not me. You know, when they say these things, you have to be sure. Make I read it. The National Security Council also agreed on implementing changes to the application process and hiring practices at the Firearm Licensing Authority, with more rigorous eligibility criteria to be introduced. Me understand what you say, you know. Me don't want to know what they are now. The agency has been embroiled in a corruption scandal with current CEO Shane Dalling engaging in a tell-all about 200 ex-convicts and others of questionable character whose application for gun licenses were approved for after initial rejection. So the changes, the Prime Minister said, will include the mainstreaming of intelligence agencies in the approval process for firearm applications and the introduction of new technologies for the marking and tracing of firearms and ammunition. Now, the removal of the security minister's discretion in the approval of gun, that should have never did it. Let me read it first. The removal of the security, because remember say Montague, you know. I'm just say what them say, you know, because
Yes, sir.
Montague, when he was Minister of National Insecurities, apparently some people whose application had been rejected by the FLA board, he signed it. Quite a few based on the info at the time. I can't tell you if I talk about my head now, because I don't want to tell no lie on them, you know. So, they are proposing, and it should have never did exist in the first place, because a Minister of National Security is 100% of the time a politician. And politicians, whether them are PNP, JLP, NDM, UIC, UPP, PPV, cannot be trusted. You don't trust a politician, and I say that with no intention of apologies anytime. You understand? If teacher become a politician, not trust him. You understand?
Okay, then.
It's just politics have a way of making people with good intention become people with bad intentions. Something about it. As good as a P. But never mind. Watch out. Make we continue. So the removal of the security minister's discretion in the approval of gun license application was also considered at the meeting, but no decision was finalized. You hear that? No decision was final. If you strike off, brother, if the board Scotty British will do the investigation, do them due diligence, do them background checks, and it come up say you are not fit and proper. The investigative body tell you that. Why do you need a politician now to decide otherwise?
Because at the end of the day, you would have had the board for that sole purpose.
Then you don't need no
You
board.
are not going to. Exactly, you don't need the board if you're not going to follow through on what they recommend. Show them what they now you just
And
waiting.
again, history is replete with remember my favorite word that you know. History is replete with examples of politicians being aligned and affiliated and associated with people of questionable character. Most of the times are them people of questionable character who the FLA say can't get no gun and not get gun when the Minister of National Security veto the board's decision. This country can be such a beautiful, lovely place, you know. But you see, some things about ya. Hold on, make I rub me eye. It catch me like. Yeah. Some things about ya.
Alright.
Alright. It alright. What is so? I mean, no say there will be somebody with an explanation as to why the security minister need to have the power there, you know. Me not think so. Me I tell you what me think. I know somebody will say teach, but and me will listen, you know.
I would love to hear one of the books.
Me can't tell you what some people are going to say. I soon tell them. I check something first. Somebody just contribute over on PayPal there. I think. No? Who just give me some of their money? Oh yeah man. Blades and Shades Barber. Big up yourself, you know. That name the bad. Blades and Shades Barber. Yeah man. Man a cut a contribute. Big up yourself. Appreciate it. Yeah, some people say that you may have somebody on the FLA board who have a belly if somebody will apply. Because it's a small country and it's got in a really big, you know.
But it's a board, it's not an individual.
Right.
It's a board.
But I guess
So if we are scrutinizing each application as a board, so we're just like when we sit on the PC committee, right? And each of us have a say. So it's not like it's not like me and
one
can
man,
say no.
right?
No, exactly. Because you have to say no, teacher have to say no, whatever it is. So it's a board. So
Well,
it's not a one-man show.
who in them board there? That me I tell you. Them board there chichi and name them. yes, I agree with that totally, bro. You see me? So and me get why I say totally sis. That is how it should be. But again, this is unfortunately Jamaica land we love.
But it's the same thing you said the last time about the money and the corruption.
Anyway, corruption and the crime today.
And correct. So if a board operating as a board without bias, without corruption, without any
Without
other
fear or
external
favor.
influence, exactly. Then if they're operating under those guys, everything should be well. We shouldn't need to have, let us say, the Minister of Security coming in to say, well, whatever your recommendations are, I am going to go against it. Then the board is null and void. Why you have them there?
So go on. You start look sharp. I wonder if your internet no good.
The outer order.
Sometimes.
Sure, may have the same.
No, don't do that. Don't do. We have the
You have
same. We have the same
ISP.
ISP.
My apologies.
Don't do
My
that. Don't be
apologies.
rude.
I forgot to upgrade.
No.
Apologies.
Don't be rude, dearest. We have the same ISP, yes, but we don't have the same internet. I assure you.
I don't dislike that.
Right. Which I would answer though. Right, so them I said no decision was made, has been finalized. Let me forget with that still. I think it potentially will serve more harm than good. You understand? We discussed and approved a more in-depth system of vetting of persons at the FLA and at customs. And we also considered and approved the changing of the requirement to serve on the FLA board. It shouldn't just be a... Yeah, never mind. Said Wholeness further announcing that funds for the Get Every Illegal Gun campaign will be drawn from the FLA budget. Yeah? Interesting. I am also authorized to announce that the FLA will give the first provisioning of the Get Every Illegal Gun Fund of $25 million, the Prime Minister said. Auntie. So, why? I mean, things take time, you know, sis. I'm going to read it. So that was one article. I'm going to read an individual article about the FLA situation. I mean, there will be some repetition, but there are going to be some things when new. I'm going to show you our next thing. Because two politicians are passed on in a Scotty. One from the PNP and one from the JLP. Between them about 200 guns, you know, not so much. But it's enough. We soon get to that. Yeah, man, after them pass on, FLA got collect a gun them, man. And you have man out here where you look one gun from The Devil Was a Boy. From Wappy kill Philip. And they want Philip kill him. He might look a gun. And now you not get it, you know. But watch ya. So persons recommended to FLA board to pass fit and proper criteria. It's a move in the right direction if it is implemented. Oh, I need to figure out how I'm going to make a see stream. You know, I bet you come here and stream, right, you know. It will soon be mandatory for persons who have been recommended to serve on the board of the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, to pass fit and proper criteria before being appointed. Why wasn't this a thing all along, man? The granting of a license firearm, of a permit for a firearm, is a delicate thing, you know.
Should not be taken.
It has the potential for cause. You know what? The announcement was made by the Prime Minister, blah, 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 blah. So Olness said new vetting system has been discussed by the NSC, which is National Security Council. And we have discussed and approved, and you may just read that, boom, 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 boom. So I say you may have some repeat. Zane, there's something I want to get out there. There have been claims and counterclaims by the head of the FLA, Shane Darling, and former Deputy Chairman Dennis Meadows, that licenses were granted under suspicious circumstances and in some cases to people with criminal backgrounds. And the Prime Minister has announced that the FLA is to provide funds for... Yeah, we said that already. And we said that already. Basically the same thing now. Right, it's alright. Good. Look here. The thing that I have come to learn with politics and politicians is the talk a good talk. You understand? No matter how, what you think of a politician, when them talk a good talk. But when them walk, their near ankle no good. They don't walk a good walk. You understand? So that is a part of the problem. We hear a lot of promises, we hear a lot of things being said, and then after a while, these things disappear into oblivion. Like they never existed. You understand? So I trust that, and as I say, I have learned that you don't take a politician's word to the bank, they will lock you up. Zane? Yeah, man. Fraud there. So I am hoping that what has come out and the NEC is the body. If there NSC I talk about, which is the National Security Council, and that is made up by the Prime Minister. You know, the Prime Minister is the Minister of Defense. Whatever that you take that to mean. The Minister of National Security, the Commissioner of Police, the head of the military, I don't know who else they're on it. But I don't think of them four. I think somebody else is there. I don't know who else. I don't want to tell a lie, but I know them four they're on it. See, so if it is being discussed there, it means that possibilities exist. However, I don't know if the minister, the security, the commissioner, and the head of the military, Empress Gorman, having a political pass, but the rest of them are politicians. You understand? And that is the problem. So we are hope and we are see and we are watch and we are see. So we are watch and see. FLA need to be reformed. Seeing? Many things in this country needs reformation. But we have to do them one at a time. You understand? That thing. So make we see. No, speaking about the FLA, because we're not done with them yet, you know. As Tulak said, FLA Lewis. Late ministers Douglas and Nelson leave several guns behind. 2 former cabinet ministers who died 4 months apart in 2018 left behind over a dozen guns, which are still in the care of the Firearm Licensing Authority awaiting to be disposed of. The Jamaica Observer can report. I know me right. It is understood that the number of guns taken from the premises of deceased politicians Easton Douglas and Dwight Nelson amounted to around 14. The man have a gun per parish. A figure that CEO of the FLA, Shane Dalling, said he could not confirm last Thursday when the newspaper spoke with him, but admitted that the guns were in the custody of the state agency. There was also no word as to who had the greater share of the split. Well, that's I say a 7-7 man. But at one time, let me take that, I'm just being mischievous. At one time, Douglas was said to have had around 8, so I'm not far off, in his armory. This is really armory, you understand? Architect and town planner Douglas, a former member of Parliament for the St. Andrew South Eastern constituency and Minister of Housing and Land, as well as Health and Environment. He did have Health and Environment too, can I remember that? Died on August 26, 2018 at age 81. He also served as permanent secretary before his entry into elective politics in 1989 and was also chairman of the National Housing Trust. He was a member of Parliament up to 2002, handing over the seat to Maxine Henry Wilson, who later passed the baton to Julian Robinson. So Nelson, I cannot recall, for most of his working life, a trade unionist, moved up to senior vice president of the Bustamante Industrial. And then sitting there, he made Minister of National Security during the Tivoli incursion and sitting there. And you know, Douglas and Nelson were avid bird hunters, and all the weapons, a mixture of handguns and rifles, were obtained legitimately. When I say them not obtained it, I never question their legitimacy. What I am trying to figure out is a 14 guns, and you have at least 14 men out there who have shown that they are of good character, good temperament, have no adverse traces, and they were rejected. You understand? Me don't know them when I said, because some quality of people me here said apply for that I not get it. Then me I said then.
But sir, if the investigations were carried out and all the whatever is done on this, the board pass and say they're not fit.
No, wrong.
No, here you
press the buzzer again. You're wrong. Don't press the buzzer if you're not sure. Cause watch that style again. Watch. Remember, you know, there was a racket at the FLA when people were deliberately failing, rejecting bid, and I tell man if you deposit $6,000 US or $1.2 million or something, you know, so press back the buzzer when you're sure. You understand? Look here.
Alleged racket are over.
Nah man, but then they say man I'll resign and then sitting there, man. Okay. Shane Dalling said that man then did it again and then sitting there and thing. Okay. So don't be surprised if you have people who really and truly can't get a gun, not get no gun license, Scotty. You don't so you think. Yeah, I mean understand what I say, you know, Zane, but think twice before pressing the buzzer. It much close. Right. Yeah, man. But I would hope that what you say was the case. And if the investigation is done See, I remember I was the one last week who I said, brother, enough time some man no get no gun, all them women they no get no gun, you know. And their family member, you know, because of their temperament and their history and their sitting and them abusive and these things, you know. So, but the FLA is of such where you can't say I saw it go. That is a stark reality. You understand? Because right, Team Scotty are going. Yes, I show there now. So it is the norm when firearm holders die, stated Darling, for the FLA to step in and retrieve all firearms that they are licensed to own and return them to the FLA. I would have hoped so, you know. I would have really hoped so. See? But the matter of continued use of the guns does not end there, the CEO said. The person who controls the okay, that makes sense. The person who controls the estate of a deceased individual will be allowed to sell them to persons who are licensed to carry firearms.
Okay.
Darling reveal. Yeah, I saw you go for true. They can apply to the FLA for disposal permits to get rid of the firearms. So the FLA has the guns. Easton's family is in touch with me. Nelson's wife also, Darling said, in love call people name, adding that qualified family members could also apply for ownership of the items if they so desire. There are more than 45,000 licensed firearm holders in Jamaica. Yeah man, she ain't around for call people name. I don't love it. As I tell you before.
You don't apply.
No.
I'm gonna say you apply.
Yeah man, if me ever want to say no, say brother there when him teach them. Him apply, I will reject him. And then give me. I will take him back. Yeah, that the same. That the same. Oh boy. So watch you now. Pan a serious next level you know. Me not hear the voice notes, me know. But me know me saw one video pop up on one of my channel page. Don't teach them because no foolishness can pop up on my teach them channel page. Because I from the beginning, do not recommend, do so then can pop up on my feed. But because me have so much channel more time, because you know I start upload pan Jamaica again. So and thing and plus some other little thing. Me see one video said she sent this voice note to her mother. This was the last thing she sent to her, assuming that the child died. Apparently, there are two voice notes in circulation. As I said, I have not received. Chances are they end up on my phone because people could have sent them. But you know, sometimes message and last a pass. With a girl, I said she has been kidnapped and she's in fear for her life and all of them something there. Apparently, not no gossip.
Really?
Voice notes about Spanish Town kidnapping were lies. Police say an alleged incident in which a little girl claimed she was kidnapped in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, never happened. Two voice notes in which the girl said she was kidnapped were released on social media yesterday, prompting fears. In the voice notes, the girl sounded scared and seemed as if she was on the verge of tears. She whispered that she heard her kidnappers saying they were going to take her to John's Road in Spanish Town. Please, please, mommy, help me. She begged as one of the voice notes ended. Sound serious though. But crime chief, go ahead.
No, I heard about like just not too long ago. Shaki said something to me about the voice note, but there was a thing that came up that said she was found.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I watch this. But crime chief, deputy commissioner of police Fitzbailey said the child was being mischievous and the incident never happened.
Wow.
No, hold it there, sir. Many times, people reach out to me and say, teach X, Y, Z, may I beg your help. I'm willing to help you, you know. But if me can't verify X, Y, and Z, no help is not forthcoming from my side. Because I have a responsibility to my viewers and to myself to ensure that when I put something out there, it is accurate. So I know some people up in them feeling sometime in a way, but at the end of the day, I have a responsibility to myself and my viewers. Now, watch her. Which are we there? She was never kidnapped. She went away by herself, DCP Bailey said. It is something that the police are actually dealing with, but she wasn't kidnapped. DCP Bailey said even though it has been discovered that the child was lying, she will be examined and police will have a talk with her. There have been numerous reports of children, especially girls, who have gone missing over the years. And the Jamaica Constabulary Force has on numerous occasions informed loved ones that they should report missing persons immediately. So I don't know where she went or what she got do, but she wasn't kidnapped based on the info from the police. You see? Now imagine that child's parents or family members when they heard that voice note for the first time. To then find out, say, I mean, me and I'm glad say never true, in a long run, But say, child, it would have been an invasion.
But it might be a case of the boy who cried wolf. So you say this time and it's not true, but when it actually happens, God forbid, then you might not get the help that you need.
Teacher, build a new car. You have to link, man. Yeah, man, you must say you want a 2022 Corvette, You understand? You don't know, say a bicycle, me ride it.
How would I?
Bali, God. You understand? Right now, I need 2 tubes for my cycle. You see me? And a couple patch just in case. Watch ya. I could talk about some next things. Security guard held with illegal gun in Trelawny. Oh, if food did bad. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to tell you. But I sent one picture and be mischievous to like a little girl, but never bother. I said thanks to dinner and the seasoning. But me never bother take a picture.
I know that.
A man work.
Choke you.
No man, we did a wash it down look a bit. You understand? Ice cold. You see it? A man working as a security guard has been arrested and charged by the Trelawny police with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. 32-year-old Romain Lamar of Tarp Street in Falmouth was arrested on Thursday night at a nightclub in the southern Trelawny community of Wait a Bit. Reports are that the police acting on information went to the club where the accused was seen at the entrance. A whole lot of people give police info these days, A be a targeted raid and acting on information me here, People tired, Scotty.
It's
You're not
not
tired.
good, sir.
You're not tired. Let me see how this sitting around. That me I tell you. Reports are that the police acting on information went to the club where the accused was seen at the entrance in Mandepan Guard. A search was conducted of his person and the firearm was subsequently found in his possession. A black knapsack bag on his back was found to contain a silver 9mm Beretta pistol with a magazine containing 6 9mm rounds. He has since been charged. And yes, Rasta. Policeman on rape and gun charges granted $250,000 bail. Then
What?
oh, you never okay. Policeman on rape and gun charges granted $250,000 bail. You hear though? I'll get death.
So there. Hold on.
Man, if I bad word on the street, can me block you? What you mean? Then you tell you news is not me right now, me make I am just a news breaker, maker. Yeah, sir. Yeah. Say it slower, please. 24-year-old police constable Nick Dennis, who is charged with rape and illegal possession of firearm, has been granted $250,000 bail. Bail was offered in the gun court on Wednesday, and Dennis was offered to return to court on April 1, All Fool's Day, your birthday. It is being said, it is being alleged that in December of 2021, the policeman who once shared an intimate relationship with the complainant sexually assaulted the woman and threatened her with his service pistol. It is further alleged that during the incident, he told the woman that he would shoot her if she was ever to see any other man. In applying, you don't know why I get bail. Watch your style here. In applying for a bail, the policeman's attorney fill in the blanks.
But I call the body dear.
Call it here.
The mother dead of my sister said we get in a problem, she make me stay and learn the lesson.
The policeman's attorney, Peter Champini QC, argued that the complainant took 4 days before making a police report. But and that this was done only after his client visited her house a second time with another woman, which she said caused a complainant to get upset. Is what they're not saying. Champini also argued, not even argued, that it was his client who, before being contacted officially by the police about the complaint, visited the police station himself to inquire if he was wanted by them. Okay. I don't know people do that about ya. Officer, you want to go out? You know look for me? See me here and me this, you know. You know want me? Let me know, no. It was argued that the accused was strongly denying the allegations and had a good record within the constabulary force. The bail application was upheld. Yes.
Ticklish, because it would sound as if the complainant and the defendant had a relationship.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but then you can rape somebody and you have a relationship, same way.
But then again, sir, you can cry rape and then you weren't raped. You just
which is
find
true.
yourself in a
That's
spot
why
where
due
you're jealous.
process will
Must be carried out.
right.
Eh,
But
a
it's
good
always
teacher.
it's always amazing to listen some things that they say champagne is, you know.
You know me love. You
Yeah.
love me defend.
Yeah.
Crack me.
No, I best lie about the place right now. You know they say, they say a thing on Twitter what they say. Anybody, you know, I make it stay away there. So when they insist somebody go for champagne, you know it ships. Yeah, I had to laugh. The St. James constable detained in lottery scamming probe. You see them police, yeah? A policeman, I will write the article here. You want to look like me? I'm in a right so whatever. So listen all the article. A policeman constable. This is a male police constable. You understand? And then go to more school I mean, you know. But watch out. A male police, may I read it or if you read. A male police constable attached to the St. James Police Division is now in custody at the Coral Gardens Police Station in a lottery scamming probe. The constable worked with the special strike force unit. He was taken into custody yesterday, I think. Now a number of investigators from overseas are involved in the probe. Now stick a pin right there, sir. Don't move the pin, me soon come back. The constable is believed to be linked to a lottery scamming ring. Okay. I didn't read the article, but see they say it here. The constable is believed to be linked to a lottery scamming ring operated by Shelley and Allen, another Jamaican police constable who is now in a US jail on lottery scamming charges. Allen, 42, was arrested on Friday, February 4, 2022. She has since been suspended by the force. But Miss Allen is not only on lottery scamming charges, she's also on drugs charges, as she was found to have cocaine pellets in her vagina, in her bra cups, and in her stomach. Wow.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of places. So, you don't want to look like somebody has seen.
Names are being called.
Yep. Yeah, Jordan man catch have a strain, brother. So I keep my straw far, you know. Can't catch that. Nah, straw not gone a riverbank. Portland man sentenced in gun for drug trade. So Ryan Thomas, a 38-year-old fisherman of Manchester District, Portland, was on Friday sentenced for his involvement in illegal guns for drugs trade. What I feel like I read this recently. This sound familiar? When Thomas appeared in the Portland Parish Court, he was charged for possession of ganja and taking steps to prepare and export ganja. Thomas was arrested and charged on September 12, 2020 in Manchester after the police carried out a raid at the house he occupied and found 31 knitted bags along with 5 buckets containing ganja weighing over 1,500 pounds in a room. Ganja have a one room. His sentence includes paying a fine of $15,000 or 3 months hard labor for a possession of 50. What? Let me read that. At this. If you read that, listen to this here. His sentence include paying a fine of $15,000 or 3 months hard labor for a possession of 1,500 pounds of ganja. So you pay Yeah, paid. I not even know your maths work. Gonna work out and tell me. A fine of $3 million or 6 months for taking steps preparatory to export ganja, and 10 months and 2 weeks hard labor to run concurrently. Yes. You know I judge their favorite word. It's like
that word again.
Yes, it's just like a replete of my favorite word recently. You judge their favorite word concurrently. If the fines are not paid, the sentences will run consecutively. You see that style? Eh? So if you pay the fines and serve the time, but if you fine not pay, them are going to run consecutively. That judge is not too bad. The judge in passing sentence told Thomas there are many ways to make a honest living. And as such, the guns for drug trade will not be tolerated. I read this already, you know. In another stream, or that thing, I'm not sure. Now, commanding officer for the Portland Division, superintendent, I think them kill the first person in Portland since week 10, I'm soon get to that. Kenneth Chin reacted swiftly, stating the Portland police are committed to do our part in dismantling the leg of the guns for drugs trade, which is operating in the parish of Portland. I thank the team that participated in the apprehension and conviction of this man. We urge the citizens of this beautiful parish, Portland, to continue to work with us as we make all efforts to make Portland the safest place in Jamaica. As I said that word in, I say Auntie Faye would be very proud. Apprehension. I remember we have a little thing about that word one time, you know, she tell me if you say a word. I say apprehension. She wasn't pleased. She said the word is apprehension. Say the word. Jaja! Farmer fined after pleading guilty to possession of illegal firearm and ammunition. I St. Elizabeth farmer. Yeah, man, in my farm fool. He not grow gun. In my farm fool. And they catch him with tool like he ain't got school. Never mind. A St. Elizabeth farmer who was held in October of 2019 with an illegal firearm and ammunition, and who pleaded guilty to the, but you're not gonna like this, you know, watcha, and who pleaded guilty to the charges last year, was hit with a $1.7 million fine in the Western Regional Gun Court. You understand? That means they're not serving no time if you pay it, you know. What do you think about that?
I pass.
Brother,
No answer to that question, I guess.
Eh?
The only answer I'm sure about.
No, but what do you think about him paying the fine instead of serving time?
About them, him should have done.
Okay. His story not done it,
He
you
should
know.
have paid it.
His story not done it. Hold on, pan two hand up on your chair. Hold on. He is Jonathan Chung of Newtown in Black River. Follow, you know. See? According to investigators, in October of 2019, the St. Elizabeth police were conducting an operation on the Gazeland Road when they stopped a motorcycle driven by Mr. Chung. During a search, a firearm with a magazine containing 9 rounds of ammunition, ganja, and a quantity of money was found in a bag in his possession. Mr. Chung was escorted to the Black River police station where he was questioned and charged. He was fined $1.5 million or 4 years, or for gun possession. Sorry guys, and $250,000 for ammunition possession when he appeared in the Western Regional Gun Court on February 17. No, we're not done. So it is 1.5 mil or 4 years and $250,000 I don't know how much years. But Mr. Chung, separate and apart from the gun, can you say my plant gun? Him a farm fool, watch it. Mr. Chung is also facing a charge of murder in connection with the March 2018 killing of Shamar Barracks of Black River. And by 2019, they own him with gun, you know. Investigators said, listen this now, you know. Listen this. If you did that follow, you then realize I missed something. Investigators say the gun, which he was reportedly held in 2019, is linked to the shooting death of Mr. Barracks.
What a farmer teacher.
Wait, say what?
I don't know what him a farmer. Me's a farmer.
He's a farmer. Okay.
Yeah.
That man, you have
Farm
different
doctor,
farmers,
I am
man.
different.
Right. So he's that type of farmer. He's a farm fool. Me not tell you. Me don't mean to laugh, you know. I don't mean to laugh, but
I do.
he's not a farmer right thing, mama.
Look at that, look up picture, see if you really they don't have the
Me not
farming
think you
instead
want
of
that,
this
you know.
rubbish.
If you can have gun with bullet full up of it and then sit on a ride bike, you don't need a pack chai seed. That's man that sound like he want a pack chai seed. He's a farmer. So big up yourself. Oh, we have to laugh about that, you know. African king, blessings in the family. Yeah, man. Steve Scotty, I lose now. Yeah, man, go and keep score. Young girl cookie mama, go on. Carpenter charged in alleged murder plot. Now listen to that, listen, watch a style. A B style. We have to that. Watch a style. Detectives assigned to the St. Andrew South Police Division have arrested and charged a carpenter with conspiracy to commit murder following an attack on a businessman. Anthony Fisher, 32, of Johns Lane in Kingston, is also charged with wounding with intent and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an incident in Tavares Gardens, Kingston 11 on January 22nd. So the police report that about 10:30 p.m., the victim was opening his business place. At 10:30, a go club. When he was approached by a lone man armed with a firearm. Then what kind of business place open at 10:30 in the night?
No man, in the night?
I woke me say never say lock. Was opening his
10:30 a.m.
business place. PM. What's in there? But no, but that's serious, so I don't want to laugh here. I could deal with the story. What would I say? You really are checky? Look here, I tell you, there are two things I can do. Though. I can count liquor and I can read liquor.
But at 10:30 p.m., I have to go look for myself because I'm not sure if you tell me lie.
I don't mean, I'm good at 10 a.m. and then right PM still.
I would do.
I'm good at spell check because I tell you, say, I will inaccurate in grammatical errors me come across in my papers every day. See, but make what? Because serious business. Watch where I go at. Watch his style. So the victim was opening his business place when he was approached by a lone man armed with a firearm who opened gunfire, hitting him multiple times to his upper body. The injured man ran and collapsed along the roadway. He was taken to hospital where he was admitted in serious condition. Now, the car that was used in the attack was tracked and Fisher was found in said vehicle, identified at the scene of the crime. Yeah, and film 7 o'clock come early. But and in 7:30 reach, watcher, he was arrested and the cellular phone was seized and sent to the police's Communications, Forensic and Cybercrime Division for analysis, which uncovered confidential material plotting the attack on the victim. Fisher was charged following a question and answer interview. His court date is being finalized.
It was a plan thing.
They didn't have phone. I don't know exactly what I did, but they were saying. I said, you didn't know them all check your phone like that, man. Because you know one of the things when we learn to, whilst we berate the police and arms of the force, they keep up on a little level more time, you know? More than people think. I remember one time remember there was a brother where a thief 10 cents and 1 cent out of people's bank account every day. You remember that story there? He might not thief no big money, but he will thief like 1.25 cents each day, man. From thousands of bank account. See? When police catch him and go in and compute, they must say then me know police there in Jamaica could do this. I said, yeah. Frightened. You're done there.
You deserve to get catched, let's say.
Alright. Power serious next level, you know. Peter Bryan, blessings. Man dies following car crash after being shot by a cop he reportedly attacked. Now, follow back at the story keenly, see? A probe has been launched into the death of a man who was shot in the leg after he allegedly attacked a police officer who earlier confiscated a machete from his vehicle in the corporate area on Tuesday. The unidentified man was later found inside his vehicle after it appeared to have crashed in the vicinity of the Ferry police station in St. Catherine. The man, who is of dark brown complexion, slim build and was about 6 feet tall, was clad in a pair of camouflage jeans, shorts and white t-shirt at the time of his death. Now, reports reaching the Observer are that on Tuesday, the lawman was driving his motorcar along Spanish Town Road when he noticed the driver of a Nissan motorcar slapping another motorist with a machete. Further reports indicate that the officer made another attempt. No, when I reach to say it. See? The officer reportedly approached the machete-wielding man, but the latter told the lawman several expletives and sped off in his vehicle. Further reports indicated that the officer made another attempt to speak to the man during a stop at a gas station on Mandela Highway. There's only one gas station upon Mandela Highway. Then, the lawman reportedly urged the man to hand over the machete, and he refused. But the officer was eventually able to seize the object from inside the driver's vehicle and urged him to drive to the Huntsville police station. However, the motorist reportedly refused to comply and the cop drove off in his vehicle. According to reports, while the officer was driving on the roadway, the infuriated motorist drove down the vehicle, forcing the officer to stop. The enraged motorist reportedly then proceeded towards the officer with a knife. Man, bring a knife, got a gunfight, Rasta. And despite several calls from the man to stop, including the firing of a warning shot from the lawman, the man failed to comply. The policeman then took evasive action and fired, hitting the man in his leg. According to reports, the wounded man subsequently ran to his vehicle and sped away from the scene. Shortly after, the police were alerted that a motorcar, which matched that of the wounded man, crashed into a median in the vicinity of the Ferry police station. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The matter has since been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations, Indico. Hey Kerry, how are you? The motorist was a plotting on the same one dead. Don't be laughing, it's just how that come across. Okay.
Yeah.
A strange series of events. So apparently he probably a bleed out and lose control of the vehicle. I'm a drive fast. Well, I don't even know. So I guess the post-mortem will see how he died.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, sometimes we can't. Boy, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Sometimes a lot of things can be avoided. So.
Most things, Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
If police catch you a beat man with cutlass, see? And cause you cannot beat him with cutlass because of yourself, you are defending, you know. Mm-hmm. You understand? And the police come and try to pacify the thing. You know, calm down, man. But apparently they didn't reach on them time there because you go drive down the police and I run him down with knife. Based on the report, we're working with the report. Eh? Anger, man. Anger. Alright, pastor charged with killing outside basic school. It's not a pastor. Then calm down. You understand? A Westmoreland man who was shot and injured has been charged with killing a carpenter who was gunned down outside a basic school on February 9. 33-year-old O'Shane otherwise called Pastor of Crowder District, Grangeville, was arrested and subsequently charged with the murder of 25-year-old Jervain Liu, otherwise called Jervain Liu, okay, of Top Lincoln District, also in Grangeville. Now, allegations are that about 9:45 a.m. on February 9, Liu was driving a motorcycle when he was pounced upon by a Blair who brandished a handgun and opened gunfire, hitting him in the upper body. Liu had just dropped off a woman and a child at the Grangeville Basic School. The police are happy that the child was not hurt. The police were summoned and upon their and the lady, I suppose. Liu was seen lying along the roadway with multiple gunshot wounds. He was assisted to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now on February 14, Blair was shot and injured by a gunman and was admitted to hospital where he was placed under police guard. He was later released from hospital into police custody. So he is the suspect in the shooting outside of the school gate. One next day, man shot him. That's how police catch him like. Yeah? You don't write these, you can't write these things. Head top charged with murder of 24-year-old St. Mary, man. You see head top, you know? You might think with the head top. You not think with the head. You see? St. Mary police say they have made a breakthrough into Sunday's murder of 24-year-old Jervis Francis, otherwise called Bobla. The victim was reportedly stabbed to death during a dispute in his community of Hyatt's Hill in Gale, St. Mary. You know what place that? Charged with murder is 48-year-old Roy Stevenson, otherwise called Head Top, a laborer of Hyatt's Hill in Gale, in Money, Head Top. Reports are that shortly before 9 p.m. on Sunday, relatives of the deceased were allegedly engaged in an altercation with Stevenson. Yeah? Francis, a lone officer, was informed of the dispute and went to Stevenson's house to confront him. I walk it down your door. An altercation later developed between the men at my door.
How much your door?
You know, but I'm here and slam him door them. Oh, I know when the man in the kitchen with it. He covered door them. An altercation later developed between the men driving, during which Francis was allegedly stabbed in the neck. He was assisted to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. So Stevenson, who had fled the scene shortly after the incident, was apprehended and subsequently charged. So let me show you his style. So, Head Top and the man were dead. I think the man were dead mother and sister did have a thing with Head Top in idea or in a evening. See? So it want to look like Head Top did beat them up and thing. So man were dead now, here we go on, and him and his mother and sister go around there. And Head Top kill him like.
Think of the defendant.
So you wouldn't want to look so. I don't know what was the nature of the conversation or interaction when he got there, but the end result is that he was stabbed. But Richie, me not sure, you know. It wasn't the same time, man, because they did have the altercation earlier, and then after the deceased go around there with him family members who were in the altercation with Head Top. So I don't know. I got there's nothing things start out over to you, brother. I know one man dead and one man I look on a long stretch. Man still St. Mary, you know. Man fatally stabbed in St. Mary. Cousin detained. Judge. A man a man is to be questioned by the St. Mary police in connection to the fatal stabbing of his cousin, you know. In Rosen, St. Mary, on Saturday morning, the deceased has been identified as Swain Lowton, a construction worker of Rosen in the parish. The reports reaching the observer are that Lowton was engaged in an argument with a relative during which his cousin intervened. You see what I go on? After the dispute was quelled, Lowton later left the premises with his female companion sometime after 2 a.m. Saturday. While walking home, Lowton was allegedly attacked by a man and stabbed. An alarm was raised and the wounded man was assisted to the hospital where he later died. The deceased man's cousin was subsequently taken into custody as police probed the incident. Man, we're so angry in this country, man. We're angry people. Somebody, that's a good question, but I don't know the details, you understand? So I can't even tell you exactly what really go down. I just hear some things. Well, not hear, I read some things. Because the part where I tell you is the next article I'm reading. So them go around Head Top yard. Now, a few weeks ago, the country was rocked by news that an 18-month-old baby girl died after being left in her father's car at, I think, the Black River police station while he went to work. News emerged yesterday that a 4-year-old boy died after being left in a car by a teacher at the Rollington Town Basic School. And Xavier, where are you going from? A 4-year-old boy died on Thursday after being left in a locked car for several hours outside a basic school in Rollington Town in St. Andrew. So the Constabulary Communications Unit confirmed the incident. Now it is similar to the case that happened a month ago, but we have not prepared an official report yet, as it is still under investigation. A representative from the CCU said that was yesterday. Now reports are that the tragedy unfolded after the boy and other children were transported to the school by a teacher about 9 a.m. on Thursday. The other children exited the vehicle, but the boy was not removed from the car. Hours later, the teacher discovered that the child was still in the car. The boy was taken to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where he was pronounced dead.
Alright, that one. Alright.
Yeah, is there something?
Rough. I'm saying that one is a rough one.
Family disputes schools claims that the 4-year-old boy was left in the car.
Okay.
The family of 4-year-old Jordan Clark is demanding answers in relation to the death of their loved one, scoffing at reports from school officials and the police that the child was left for several hours in a car outside a basic school in Rollington Town. Family members are questioning the teacher's account based on the untidy nature of Jordan's clothes, which they say could not be possible if he was left in the vehicle, as his clothes were clean when he boarded the educator's car for school on Thursday. My baby dirty, and the teacher, say him not come out of the car. How the hell if you bring picnic come to school and the rest of them come out of the car and one left back, and you don't know, and you are a teacher? Question a grief-stricken Curtis Clark, father of the deceased. Another piece of evidence that punches holes into the teacher's account of the event. I don't know who wrote this article yesterday, but the wording kind of very suggestive. You understand? The tone of the article is it's not journalistic. If you get what I say. What we continue. I'm not talking about what the family members are saying, and I'm speaking about the wording of the article. What the reporter would then link things to things. You see? Alright. So another piece of evidence that punches holes into the teacher's account of the events. Jordan's aunt, Tabia, said is that only one of his shoes was reportedly found in the vehicle. One foot of shoes there in the car with the baby. Where's the next foot of shoes? The next foot of shoes can't find. Could that shoes have been lost while he was being transported to the hospital? I don't know. I have transported children to hospital before, and either me a drive or me a lift them up, put in a car, me in a car many times, and you're not thinking about no shoes. I remember once a boy collapsed at lunchtime when I was not our place before, Zane, and me lift up the youth and we go Buster. I don't think about no. I don't know, I just say. Zane. I remember one time again when I look at Empress Sicko, not the one where they drop at the ocean. I mean, I laugh because of the girl jumping over. Just a laugh because of what you did say after. Zane, because I was driving that time and I never did that contemplate. I just want to get the child to get medical treatment. You understand? So I don't know. I go continue step. Yeah. So no shoes. Well, one foot of shoes. The baby pants are so dirty up. I can't show you the picture up on my phone. I can show you how him come to school, the deceased aunt said, showing a photograph of Jordan neatly dressed on the morning of the tragedy. When we go to the hospital, go look on the baby, yes sir, are the pants dirty up. The baby dirty, she contended. Now reports reaching the observer are that the tragedy unfolded after the boy and other children, as said, were transported to school by a teacher about 9 a.m. on Thursday. The other children exited the vehicle, but the boy was not removed from the car. And hours later, the teacher discovered that the child was still in the car. So the boy was reportedly pronounced dead at Bustamante Hospital. Now, Tabia said that another aunt went to the school on the day and did not see the little boy. On receiving that information, she said the child's grandmother contacted his class teacher half an hour before school's closure at 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. When the granny called her, the teacher, she had said, everything alright. We soon come, recalled Tabia, adding that the teacher did not indicate that anything was wrong at the time. The child's grandmother waited but did not see the teacher or Jordan arrive home. Wow. After 3, the grandmother had to make a next phone call. The teacher nobody answered the phone. The principal answered the phone, she recounted. Tabia said the principal informed that the teacher took her nephew to the hospital, but she did not know why they went to St. Joseph's Hospital. The mother reportedly went to the hospital, but Jordan was not there. At Children's Hospital, them go see the baby dead, lifeless. The child's aunt said as her voice cracked during the interview. Lunch paper. The baby not get no lunch, he pointed out. Clark said that he could not describe how he felt about losing his son, I can imagine, as he searched for answers into the questionable circumstances that led to his loved one's death. Him dirty like... let me read this. Him dirty like the teacher beat him or lick him down. I don't know what she do him. But she said him not come out of the car. How him dirty? Him left out clean yesterday morning, the upset father reason. It not add up. 4 years old can't left in a car in space a 4 hour or 5 hour and suffocate. You know that too. Him would have knock out. Him not dead in the space of 4 hours, Clark said. Clark says he wants to speak with the teacher to find out what truly happened. Now, several calls he has made to the school's principal have also gone unanswered, he said. Right now, I'm confused. I'm paranoid. Because come like them know what... Let me read this properly. Because come like them know what them are do up here. That alone me can pray. And them with what go on. It's kind of right out. No. It's sad. Really sad.
Very.
Man, I really don't know what to make of this, man. I tell you the truth. Like, I've been thinking about it, like, I think about it. I read this article, I read the other article, I've read other articles. I don't know what to make of it. But
I reserve any comments until it goes through the right channels and the right systems and the comment that kind of work.
yeah,
What
they hear
that
man
article
talk up.
said. I'm saying, based on that article, it sounds shaky. But you can't go by just that.
I know that.
Understand?
You know me know that more than most.
Yeah. If you're going by that, it would really sound shaky.
It's sad. Imagine you send a child to
But
school like a child and come on, brother.
We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But condolences to the family must be
Devastating.
hybrid. Yeah. It's sad. Really sad. 4-year-old, you're sending him to school, and you're expecting to come home back to you, and that's the news you get. Must be really hard.
So let's see what the postmortem examination will say.
Correct.
I know, irrespective of what it says, nothing can bring back the child or, you know what I mean, replace him in the family, you know, memory, psyche, space.
Everyone?
Eh? Every
No,
sector
somebody
implements
that
need of
comment.
reform. I think he was making reference to something I said about reform in the FLA. So some people come in at the stream at a later date, later time, so it's kind of strange. I don't know if you explain it. Everybody know the way they write to say, Because sometimes your internet is slow and internet to an it's a long story. Gunners boss, very sad, bro. I await any results of any investigation. I await the post-mortem examination. As a parent, though, like you think about it, boy, that teacher is hiding something. Because at lunchtime, they must notice a child is not there. So something smells fishy.
I won't.
But I know most of the teachers
I
serve the
just,
child lunch, so I don't know either. When I know the lunch situation, bro. Auntie. I don't know. The parent of a 4-year-old. Boy, Richie, rough. Boy. One day kind of hard for digest, and I lie to you.
it's a lot of questions though. It really leave a lot of questions in my mind.
Has to. As a well-thinking person, it has to. As an educator, it has to. That
A
probably,
lot of questions.
for me, as an educator and as a parent, like, as me say, me sit down and I try to wrap my head around it from yesterday and me I say, yo, yeah, man. You know, you have to take off the headphone. Hey, why? Boy. 33-year-old charged with murder in Westmoreland. 33-year-old O'Shane Blair. Oh, I said that already. That's a pastor. Listen to that style. Watch that style. 5 boys detained in connection with killing of 62-year-old in St. Elizabeth. You hear that? But hold on, it'll get even darker and starker. 5
You
boys
see the age.
I forgot to mention anything. Between ages 10 and 17 were on Tuesday taken into police custody following the killing of a 62-year-old man in the community of Long Acre near Black River. Yeah? So, the deceased has been identified as Delroy Walters, otherwise called Solji. Now, a police source said that Walters was believed to have been suffering from mental illness. It is theorized that Walters was attacked and stoned at his home on Monday before being found unconscious on Tuesday morning. Now, a report from the police's corporate communications unit said that about 3:55 a.m., Walters' brother found him suffering from wounds to his head and forearms. He was taken to the Black River Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Between ages 10 and 17. 10.
I think it's a classical case of, you remember we always say Frax say what's joke to you is dead to me.
Probably just see, based on the situation, him just see the bigger ones, him do something and him just
They
participate.
just
Wow. Portland man held, well, not Portland. Portmore man held for killing parents charged. So me look on the side way and me know some things going on at Portland. It kind of, you know what I mean, like. Because I can't read like you.
hope so.
Yeah, so them charge the Umbre. I'm not even need to read the article no more because he has been receiving
Receiving what?
psychiatric treatment. I don't want to say psychological.
Okay.
Yeah, man, he's believed to be suffering from mental illness, like. I don't know.
Okay.
His 25-year-old assistant teacher was charged with 2 counts of murder while at the Spanish Town Hospital after being questioned in the presence of his attorney. Yeah? Teen pleads guilty to 2 counts of murder. Hey, who pleads guilty to 2 counts of what?
Teen.
Okay. A teenage boy who was among a group of armed thugs who executed 2 men in a brazen daylight killing has pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and other charges. 18-year-old Michael Black also pleaded guilty to illegal possession of firearm and robbery with aggravation for his involvement in a $1.75 million robbery at the Lasco Monogram store in Chapelton, Clarendon in March of last year. I remember the incident, you know. Black, who is believed to be a member of the Bloods gang based in Clarendon, pleaded guilty today. Well, not today, but recently in the Home Circuit Court. Akeem Murray, also called Kimo, and Kemar Ramatar, also called Kaftan, were on a motorcycle when they were cut down in a hail of bullets about 3:30 p.m. in Clarendon on November 20, 2020. Both men were also members of the Blood gang. An eyewitness told police investigators that he heard about 10 shots, then saw a white Toyota Axiom motor car spread off. Beerhead shot, the witness told the police, describing the injuries to both men. Black is to be sentenced on May 4th. Well, but we see what kind of discount he might get. Man life that he was started and it look like him lose it. 2 men shot, one fatally in Portland attack. A man was shot and killed and another injured last night during a gun attack by armed men on Orrit Lane in Buff Bay, Portland. So the police have since identified the deceased as 36-year-old Ricardo Everett, otherwise called Gregory, who resides in the Woodstock housing scheme. It is reported that about 9:15 p.m., Everett was standing with a group of men along the roadway after dropping off his daughter when a white Toyota Isis motor car drove up. Gunmen exited the vehicle and opened gunfire. Now, residents claim that the shooting lasted for about 20 minutes. And a shooting now, that sounds like it's a shootout. So the one wanted a man to fire a gun for 20 minutes. How much gun they have some shot? Unless it's sporadic. I don't know. So Everett was hit in the upper body and the other man was shot in one of his legs. The gunman then drove off in the vehicle. Both injured men were taken to hospital where Everett was pronounced dead while the other man was admitted. I suspect this is the first murder recorded in Portland since the start of the year. I could be wrong, but I suspect. Man found murdered in Gully. Seaford records 4th murder for 2022. So just funeral after funeral was a despondent cry of a resident of Seaford in St. Thomas hours after the era recorded its 4th murder for the year. The latest victim is Anthony Bailey, 46, otherwise called the Traveller, and Johnny, originally of a blacksmith lane addressing the community. He was killed at the intersection of School Lane and Navarre Lane. No motive has been established. However, head of the St. Thomas Police Superintendent Alison Byfield suggested that it could be as a result of an ongoing feud between factions in Bailey's district and Navarre Lane. This has been happening for the past few months, years even, and the residents have been very tight-lipped. But we continue to appeal to those involved to cease and desist, she said. Bailey's brother gazed aimlessly at the filthy gully where the body of his older brother was seen. Me hear say him go Navarre Lane to help him brethren pack a pit, and when him a come back, that's when it happened. Look like it's just wrong place, wrong time. We always talk about how the era running, but because he's a man who playing football, him feel like him and everybody afraid, the brother shared. Sitting a stone's throw away from the gully, an elderly resident described the killings as pure foolishness. I keep asking the question, what is all this for? I don't see the reason. It's not like them discover some gold over there and man a fight for it or some money move. They have nothing to get from this, he said. The resident, who said that he has lived in Seaford for all his life, said that the community was never this violent. None of them violence producers were involved, not even have a peanut cart out a road to sell. So I don't know what them living for or trying to achieve from all of this foolishness. It's just some wayside lads Because if they knew anything about progress, they wouldn't be doing this, he said. St. Thomas have recorded 5 murders so far, and 4 of them at the seafood. Judge of God. 3 shot and injured in Westmoreland. 3 people were shot and injured in Grangeville, Westmoreland on Friday afternoon. It is understood that the incident took place sometime at around midday at a tire shop in the area. The injured men were currently receiving treatment at the hospital at the time, and no motive for the shooting was ascertained up to press time, I guess. I don't know, man. 3 men attacked, gun-butted in attempted kidnapping in Spalding. I don't know if you have them. I think I told them a script, man. 3 men were attacked, beaten and gun-butted in an alleged failed kidnapping attempt in Spalding on the Manchester-Clarendon border on Friday evening. Now, according to observer sources, 5 men employed to a well drilling company were ambushed about 6 p.m. while traveling from St. Ann to Spalding. 3 of the 5 men were reportedly injured by the attackers. It is alleged that a $3 million ransom was also demanded for the attackers. Demanded by the attackers. According to reports, during the ordeal, a truck belonging to the well drilling company was shot at, while a company car was stolen. The driver of the truck managed to make his way to a nearby police station. The 3 injured men were reportedly taken to hospital for treatment. The source said that the company car was shut down through the use of a tracker and was later found in Aniantown, Clarendon. Now, efforts to get a comment from the police were futile. Whoa, that sounds like some show business. Show alone, you see them something there, brother. It gets worse. Abducted child found abandoned after mother killed in Trelawney. Others injured. A 4-year-old girl who was abducted during a gun attack in Spicy Hill, Duncan's Trelawney this morning has been found. Her mother, Tika Ennis, 21-year-old of Boston in the United States and refuge Trelawney, was killed in the attack. Another woman who was also shot has been hospitalized in critical condition, while a man who was grazed was treated. Head of the Trelawney Police Division, Superintendent Carlos Russell, them are doing investigation. It is reported that about 10:30 a.m., a group of gunmen went to an area in Spicy Hill known as Capture Land and attacked the people. The police theorize that this incident is in retaliation for last night's murder of a man in the nearby Spicy Hill community of Trelawney. Iron Jarrett, 38-year-old called Connie G., a laborer of Spicy Hill in Duncan's Trelawney, was shot at about 1 a.m. He is said to be a relative of the man involved. He is said to be a relative of a man involved in a gang that operates in Trelawney. So Connie G was shot and killed last night, believed to be a relative of a gang member, and 10:30 this morning, alleged reprisal takes place. Wow. Child abducted in the city. I'm happy the child was not armed. I mean, 1 person died, 1 person is in hospital in critical condition, 1 person was grazed. Wow. So this is the front line in Ukraine. It's war. It's war. Rumors of war. Yes, Rasta Judge. Woman's body found in soldier's car. The Jamaican Defense Force says it is supporting a police probe into the death of a woman whose body was found last night in a soldier's car. The woman had been shot. The incident happened in the St. Andrew Central Police Division. Well, further details were not immediately available. We'll soon get to that. However, the JDF has confirmed that the car in which the woman was found is registered to a member of the army. we're assisting the JCF with the investigation, consistent with our commitment to the safety, security, and well-being of all our citizens, said an Army spokesperson in a statement in reference to the Jamaica Constabulary Force. See? Now, police are interviewing the soldier after a woman's body found in his car. So the Jamaica Defense Force soldier is now talking to police. Well, earlier today, investigators after the body of a woman was found with gunshot wounds inside his car. So it'd be interesting to hear that conversation. The woman was pronounced dead at hospital. The incident happened on Caledonia Avenue in Crossroads, St. Andrew. We are speaking to him to ascertain the circumstances of the incident, said Senior Superintendent Marlon Nesbitt, who heads the St. Andrew Central Police Division. Crossroads in St. Andrew Central, yeah. But the soldier is not in custody, Nesbitt said. He said, from all indications, the soldier would have been at the location, and so the police are asking him some questions. The JDF has said it is cooperating with the police in the investigation. I don't love how that sound look what. But they say tenancy no spoil no dance. I mean a tenancy, I watch and see what go on. Run of that part, run of that section side. You understand? PSOJ wants probe of motor vehicle procurement for a JCF. JCF, the man who's in some car buying problem business, brother.
Yeah, it's a car problem.
The private sector organization of Jamaica, PSO, which is a supremely powerful body. Let me say that again.
The PSOJ?
The PSOJ is supremely powerful. Mm-hmm. If the PSOJ wants something done, then say it, man. And it is done, man. So it thing run, man. You understand? Because you want to know, say, many people in the PSOJ are them fund some people run at some part, run at some time, run at one place. You understand? And that man don't want to lose them political backing and thing. You see? Yes, so the PSOJ has weighed in on the growing controversy surrounding the purchase of vehicles for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, calling for the Contractor General and the Prime Minister to intervene. Yeah, who them ask to intervene? The man them go right at the top, the Prime Minister. The man them ask, Commissioner of Police or Minister of National Security. Who man them say, sir?
PM.
Okay. Awad Mitchell, newly elected president of the PSOJ, believes the report out of Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee raises questions, not only in relation to the procurement process applied, but also the technical evaluation that was done in awarding the contract and determining the type of vehicles to be supplied. The manner in which the contract award and management has been handled. The manner in which the contract award, something wrong with this, and management has been handled speaks strongly to the need for public sector reform and efficiency in the government institutions. He added that there appeared to have been a difference in treatment for this contractor to other potential contractors who had bids, or who had bid. Neither was it acceptable, he said, that there was a special waiver for this contractor based on his inability to calculate his bid properly. Never mind. Yeah. So the contractor can't even calculate his bid properly. You see what I want? But he gets special waiver. Let me read that. To calculate his bid properly and his inability to pay the GCT.
What?
You mean what? Neither was it acceptable, he said, that there was a special waiver for this contractor based on his inability to calculate his bid properly and his inability to pay the GCT. Additionally, Mitchell said the PSOJ was concerned that the JCF may be given defective vehicles or vehicles which may become defective because of the trust level the issue has arisen. The PSOJ found it unacceptable, he said that after so much concern had been expressed when these vehicles were being ordered, there are still issues surrounding delivery time and the suitability of the vehicles for the police. There was clearly a need for accountability in this matter, he said, and for National Security Minister to respond to public concerns. You know, I just realized something about that something. Either I take it up from somewhere or the date wrong. Because it has say a monticule, so I good as my problem. But even so, them foolishness are still a go on. Me are pre-related to the $200 million worth of car from I don't want to call it wrong. Yeah.
From the building. Okay.
Yeah, so the article are good as I don't know end up here so. But me read the same, no matter. So Tommy Lee was hospitalized after an altercation in prison last week. That was when Monday. That was the day when we did the interview, they don't. Right.
Yeah. So this week.
Right, this week. So he was apparently badly beaten to a point of being unconscious, apparently, and was transferred. Well, not transferred. He was taken to the medical facilities at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center, and as such, he was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was barely conscious at the time, based on news reports and so on. There's actually a video in circulation about the beating. Apparently, it was taken by an inmate, which is another issue off the hand right there. So, but yeah. No, his lawyer, Donahue Martin, had called for the correctional officers involved to be removed from frontline duty as an investigation into the matter took place. And then something. It is reported, or it has been reported by, in a statement released from the DCS said that he was given commands and he failed to adhere. Right. So apparently it was after breakfast and he was instructed to apparently go back inside his cell, and those commands were ignored. Apparently, based on the statement, he hurled his breakfast at correctional officers, and one thing lead to the next, and he was badly beaten.
Any news as to how he's doing?
Read the article and see what I go and come in here and update. Nothing update. Thing is that I not have no lines of communication with nobody in the DCS. Truth is, to Matthew Samuda's credit, when he was a part of the ministry, if you want to talk to him about something, you reach out to him. If he's not busy, you understand? But I not even know who do this right now. Tell her the truth of God love. You see, when I made checks with the JCF, they said that at the time it was a DCS matter, so they were not able to provide any information. So I don't know. National Security State Minister, so this should have been Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, Xavier Main, has a so this should be, so staff linked to Tommy Lee bust up remains on duty. Yeah? So that's the first thing. So National Security State Minister Xavier Main has asserted that the correctional officers involved in a bust up with dancehall artist Tommy Lee Sparta at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center this week will not be removed from frontline duties. The artist, whose given name is Leroy Russell, was reportedly badly beaten and rendered unconscious by correctional officers at the downtown Kingston-based prison on Monday and was later hospitalized. Russell's attorney, Donahue Martin, made calls for the Department of Correctional Services, DCS, to remove the guards in question from duty until an investigation into the incident had been concluded, with the artist's management also calling for a swift and thorough probe. Now, based on the preliminary report, we are not of the view that the circumstances of the incident necessitated a removal of the officer from frontline duties, Main said as he addressed journalists yesterday, I think. Now, pressured further by the cleaner, he said that he could not comment on Russell's general conduct behind bars, adding that he was unaware of any previous altercations. Now, the Independent Commission of Investigations, which has commenced a probe into the matter, was scheduled to interview the entertainer on Tuesday. Well, if Indicom can interview him Tuesday after the incident, Monday, Scotty, that means he's probably not as bad as Monday, you understand? So that is good. Russell was sentenced in March of 2021 last year to 3 years in prison for illegal possession of firearm and 2 years for illegal possession of ammunition after being arrested in December 2020. Now, on Monday, the DCS reported that an inmate whose name was not disclosed refused to re-enter his cell following the distribution of breakfast and hurled his meal at a member of staff who had been instructing him to re-enter the cell. Both the inmate and the correctional officer received injuries as the officer tried to subdue him, the release said. It's a very conservative release in all honesty, but oh well. I can only speak on the basis of the initial report, Main said, pointing out that the staff responded with reasonable force in keeping with their training. Other inmates at the facility captured the unfolding altercation with cellular phones, although possession of such devices behind bars is outlawed. Main said he had not seen any such recording. Now, the Gleaner understands that a raid was conducted at the prison on Tuesday and a number of electronic devices were confiscated. Uncustomed cigarettes, alcohol, and an assortment of lighters and other smoking paraphernalia were among items reportedly discovered, stashed in the staff locker room. Right. No one has been identified as the owner of the items. Monique Price, DCS Director of Corporate Communications and Public Relations, said. Monique Price, I need to write down her name and I need to seek her out. While not speaking directly to the seizures, Main said that the Corrections Act was being operationalized, adding that the ministry would be taking zero-tolerance approach to breaches. Any correctional officer that will aid and abet the inclusion of contraband in the correctional facilities, they too will be dealt with strictly in accordance with the law. He warned, noting that there was need for continued work to tackle the long-standing issue of prisoners having access to contraband. In a real life, more of the artists are going alright. Yeah, so in a real life again, boy, this should have never happened. Because in a real life, it should have never did this. See, I think it's an artist that have gotten numerous opportunities to straighten out himself. I may have said this no uncertain terms. You understand? I mean, I condone no wrongs that was meted out to the man if wrongs was in it. You understand what I say? But in all truth, Zane, we should have never thought about this. That said, I hope that whatever injuries were sustained, because if you get beaten till you're unconscious, then
it's a whole heap of media again.
that can't safe. Well, you can get one lick unconscious still, you know.
Well.
But based on the video clips that we see, because I have seen quite a few.
Oh, you have seen clips of the actual
Scotty, 99% of things are going, people send it to my phone, you know. It's just that 99% and 99% of things were sent come in and see. Because you can't imagine the amount of messages and then something. That's how I think go. Zane. So, I hope that he will be okay, health-wise. And I hope that whatever investigation is done via Indicom or via DCS, if anybody is to be held accountable, they are held accountable. But boy, Judge God. I know, man. Yes, Cookie, one whole shop. Because I see the picture. Well, I see one picture. See? One bed full of things. So, yeah, man. One whole bed.
But let me ask you one question. Let me, yeah, listen, if you ask, so let me ask you one question. How do these contrabands end up inside our prison facilities?
Well, then whenever they find, obviously a correctional officers bring them in. Can't
Okay.
lie.
And the others?
Sometimes, most times, well, let me
Hmm.
rephrase. There have been many documented instances where
Mm-hmm.
correctional officers have been found guilty of that. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes during visitation, them things are coming in a various things. Food, shoes, books, million different things. And look, the prison system is a business too. That is a sad reality. You understand? So,
Another
and
case of money.
yes, and that's the one part of it. There's a next part of it that is not talked about readily as well. Sometimes some of the correctional officers are put in position where
Mm.
it's rough
Me, me know
because
exactly where you're going.
you is a correctional officer in our prison and the gang, the Dan from the community where you live did it. And then tell you say you need to carry this gun in else or else. Because one thing you know sis, I did a video a few years back. Quite a number of correctional officers are killed in this country, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes man. Search the video. One at a time when long time. When they must say me can't read like what me do it. Eh.
But I saw like they hurt your feelings when
They
they
never
first
hurt my
say
feelings, man.
carry.
Me don't hurt my feelings. Eh.
Okay.
Me know me can read little, me always say me can read little, me can quote little. Yeah,
Okay.
son. Maybe my cadence and my tone is not for everybody. See? And I think I kind of improve upon that too still. You see?
You are.
Me
Yeah,
take some
you're doing.
time
You're
if you
doing.
work upon it like. You see? So, yeah. Me do the video a long time, man. Say, and
Okay.
in that video, there were quite a number of cases of DCS members, past and present, that were killed for various different reasons. And the truth too, when you look on it, some of the man them apparently abuse them authority in the place to answer.
So, so it's a case where I'm in there and you treat me
You
bad, so when I come
violate me,
around,
right. So me I pray
yeah.
them things are go on to. You
Okay.
see? So is it's an ex corrupt agency in I think, brother. I also I think it rough. You see? Mm-hmm. But that said, let's see what Indicom comes up with.
Share place of.
Although D&J I
Also,
say, yeah man,
in
DCS.
become.
Yes man. So the
I
minute,
didn't know.
yes man, any security personnel in the country assigned to the state, as long as they're involved in anything, they fall under the purview of Indicom. So DCS, JCF, JDF, all of them.
Okay.
So from them do anything, Indicom did it. You see? Although D&J say Indicom come like one big dog without teeth. So make we watch and see what go on. You see? Are them things I know, yeah, man. And enough things we don't talk Indicom does have in the teeth. We don't say what say that. Indicom down the teeth. A lot more things happen. But you know we can't cover everything. You understand? Try to keep the stream them for a 2 hours, 2.5 hours most max at night time. You see? And thing. This was very good tonight. Everything come through clean. You all look clean and sharp. I just need to set up your thing properly and then something. See? Buy one graffiti set to put back at you and then something. Fix some more light on it.
Why in become do have any teeth?
I just saw DeAndre, so I don't know. DeAndre, we not say that so auntie.
Okay.
So
When you have a calling stream?
when we have calling stream,
Mm.
you just ask me that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
True teach,
I would like to hear.
but through my bias, Team Scotty win. You would like to hear what? Why Indie come down the teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think DeAndre are calling neither.
Why?
I don't know. I just think you know rating they come.
DeAndre, next calling stream, can you please call in and explain to me why Indicom doesn't have anything? Were they extracted? They just didn't produce any? What?
There's one
I'm
of
a
them.
little curious.
There's one of them, my dog. Yes,
I
Sam,
like
man,
to
that's
hear
true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why DeAndre said that, but I know he has been saying it, so that's why I'm quote him. You see me? Mm-hmm. And thing. But I know many police officers were them teeth rap. They have too much sweetie, man. You see me? I think. What me I talk about? Chucky Brown and go and lock up the guys there. Free Chucky Brown.
I'm gonna go next stream in our
I think going out still. But boy, sis, me I look on the thing here, man, and I don't know. We talk about the Ukraine thing before you forward, and I didn't get into the geopolitical aspect of it. I spoke about the situation with the Jamaican students and Jamaicans who operate businesses in the Ukraine trying to get out and thing, and the proposed loan thing and them something. Because my view upon that is that the government should just get a flight for the people and take them out, brother. Sort out the rest of it after. But me think say the students were banking, the government were banking, say thing wanna reach us, so yeah, sir. You see me? And then the next side of that too is that some of the students were not sure because some of the universities never did give them a clear directive on how they're going to proceed after and what. Because me sure me read something on Twitter where one of the girls who came home said that the university has said for the left, I eat that, you know. So I don't know.
But sir, at the end of the day, yes, you weren't sure what was taking place, what would be, the next move.
Mm-hmm.
But the move happened. Send for them. What we are waiting?
Well, they
send for them.
eventually.
And as you say, when they come, then you work out the logistics of whatever payment that needs to be done. And I am seeing where this set said they raise 10,000.
Right. So the PNP said them raise some money to GoFundMe. The Prime Minister to him charity raise some money and then sitting there. I don't know how everything reaches, okay? I should have never reached so.
Sir, it become a political hanky-panky.
As usual. Me do
Why?
this, you do this, me do this, you do that. Send up chart off because look, it's the government that foot the bill now, you know. So look, the government couldn't find money. Because anytime they like portion it, we found some money. The government always find some money. You understand? So send for the youths them, man. Send for the youths them. You understand what I say?
I agree with you.
And then you work out what you work out after that.
Afterwards. But send for them. At the end of the day, send for them. Like it makes no sense.
Yes, Samba, but based on well, as I said, I watched a press conference before I came on the stream. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs said that they wrote to all the universities. Because when they were communicating with the students, they would have told them which university. And apparently all the universities were written to and asking, if there could be any flexibility in the modalities that are used, especially the online space. And they said that for now it's face to face. As I said, there are some issues with the universities as well, in all honesty. But Scotty, right now, BSF minister said this I look away. Then me can learn later, brother.
Brother, me gone.
I take myself, me not gonna lie. You see? So, but because one of the things is that the students and people around them, I said, if them leave Jamaica go Ukraine because them can't afford to go UAE, where them I get money from to pay back loan. So that was part of the thing. As I said, a loan thing should have never come. However, that said, it's not a precedent, because during the Crimea thing in 2012, 2014, thereabout, when Russia seized the Crimea Peninsula, from Ukraine too, students were there and they were given loans apparently. So I don't think it's a new thing. So I guess they were sticking to that. But the truth is that in a situation like this, sort out a thing, get the people in them yard. You see? So it's a way. This has potential. Invariably will be affected. Not in a physical sense as bombs are dropped, but financially and all of them something in terms of, you know, some of because as I say, AC Rosell, I think I saw them name, but one of the Russian company that run a backside thing out here. So that's one. Secondly, Ukraine, I think, is the second largest producer of natural gas in Europe or in the world, something like that. They also provide a lot of rare earth mineral, not a lot, but they provide some. Them things in your phone and in your cars and in your TV and your computer and them something there. So, you know, prices may increase. I think gas price will probably be volatile for a while as well. But the truth is that also I think Ukraine, or is it Russia? We think we import wheat from Ukraine, I think, as well. And then something else, I don't know. So, there will be some fallout. How great it will be, I don't know. Let's hope that there's no greater escalation and there will be some form of cessation very soon, and work it out. But so I don't know. Thanks, Kerry. I mean, no, them have all about natural gas and them things. So it things that are weird. You see, as we said, we now get into the geopolitical thing as to why and why not, and we just want the Jamaicans to come at them yard, and I hope this thing comes to an end very shortly, and you know we just look like we are seeing a little light at the COVID tunnel, and now this thing, yes, and so I know, but most of the students are on their way to Poland. Poland has agreed to accept them, and they will be flown to Germany. They will go to Germany, Frankfurt, then to Montego Bay. All costs will be covered. Accommodation, food, airfare, all of them things will be covered by the government, apparently. And these things. I know that there was a train with 22 students. 19 got off, 3 stayed on the train, because apparently them parents and them stay on the train, so they never come off with them. I don't know, I will look at things. See, one of the things though is that, you know, social media is a thing, you know, and a little information sometimes is a dangerous thing, because sometimes you have a little, you know, have the rest of it, so you have a tendency to make the rest of it.
Run with it.
You understand? We also have a tendency to exaggerate and to create storms where no storms exist. See, where there's just a squall, we turn it into a storm. We have a tendency to turn molehills into mountains and them something upon social media. See, and it is important for the family members, for the students to be calm, and misinformation and disinformation is a thing. And also when they are communicating, they're communicating as one voice. Because one I say this, one I say that, one I say that, one I say that, you understand, and that lead to panic and them something. And also the media entities, whether conventional, traditional media or social media, you know, sometimes in the aim of getting the story, sometimes we need to step back before we go forward and look on the bigger picture. You understand? So we need to take some responsibility for how we carry ourselves in this space, because I say misinformation is a thing, yeah, man. So I don't know. And social media is the new media, and you know that from the drop on social media, you no matter if it goes or you go see your brother, gone, you know. And from it gone, you know. You understand? And all when the writing is shed, you know, gone, you know. You know, make no sense again, you know, brother. Because people don't formulate them opinion or something. So the only interest I have is for the students to reach home. And every single one of them. You see me? And for as fewer lives to be lost in Ukraine as possible. That don't look so promising right now. I don't know. See? So, sit away. Social media have no editor. That is so true. I never think about it like that before. Me I go borrow that in the future, brother. So just know say me not paying royalties to it. But me I go borrow it. Yeah, social media not no editor. Well, rough sis. The crime situation is rough too. I mean, whilst we hear that murders are trending down and shootings are trending down, it no feels up on the ground, you understand? Statistically, it may be so, but when we cover these stories, it don't feel that way. However, that being said, truth be told, that the security forces have been out and about, and you know, hear me? The security forces have been out and about, and they might make some headways, you understand? But because the criminality is so far ahead of them, every little headway they make is, they might catch up for play for a long while. Yeah, man, they might play catch up for a long time, you understand? But we give thanks to all of the police officers and the members of the military who are out there, you know what I mean, risking life and limbs, for the betterment of the country. For the corrupt police officers, them, brother, sister,
Shake up.
on go, man. You understand what I say? So, it rough. It rough. Yeah, I left you there, so. See, I stream from 7 o'clock, as I tell you, good 2.5 hours. You know, everything set up. And you have nothing you want to talk about before I left, sir? Oh, okay.
Nope.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, me have to ask, sir. I have this 42-year-old Shelly and Shireen Allen allegedly attempted to smuggle cocaine from Jamaica to try to distribute it in the U.S., according to authorities there. Police said Allen arrived at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on a flight from Montego Bay when U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents found a package of cocaine inside her vagina and a package of cocaine inside each of her bra cups. Cocaine, I make love to her everywhere. Panty and brazier. Right? Yep. Authorities said they also found 90 pellets of packaged cocaine which she had swallowed in her stomach. She was taken to a local hospital where she expelled the pellets. Now, federal agents found approximately 1,350 grams of cocaine on or inside her body. She faces charges including importation of cocaine and possession with intent to distribute, and faces up to 40 years in prison on each count. Plus, apparently she depends on lottery scam charge. That girl, Shelly Ann. And have cocaine for man. I don't know. Sing a song. Peace, big up on yourself. Interview Tuesday, 7:30. Make it a late and don't be late, When? Not Wanda, the other way.
Oh.
What?
I message you.
Yeah? That don't sound good.
No man.
Okay.
You just take me something.
Okay, no problem. So, I need to start edit that for one of them time. Hints. You better say I want Wayne on a plane. You understand? Yeah. But I know Wayne Wanda, because I know someone knows someone do that interview with him for a long time. Wayne Marshall. Oh, sir. I think Marshall for interview much time and he do every other interview except mine.
What are your bed?
I don't lie me at tell. And you know.
You don't have no video if you do nothing to edit. Prep for Sunday dinner.
But that's true. Baby Wayne, brother, about the foolishness. I would have loved to have interviewed with Baby Wayne, but unfortunately he's not around anymore.
I don't know, you're going to do another one day. You're the player one.
So, but that's true. But I'm not getting in trouble. I'm not getting in trouble today. You see me? Peace. Big up on yourself, yeah, sir. You know, I appreciate the support. Zane. If it's a stream thing, I know. I'm sorry that out before I left. You know, me used to stream on Friday night and Sunday night. Zane?
Sunday.
Then I kind of stop streaming on Sunday because I get old.
Monday.
I'm tired. You understand? And what I try to do on Sundays is to, as best as possible, edit the interviews that are posted for Tuesday. Because generally I have an interview to do on Monday, which me have to prepare for. And I like me just get up and go talk to some man. Me try to make sure I say me have some things where, you understand? So that takes time. Plus, I have a little boy in the house where, boy, tell you, That is the next thing. Plus everything else. You understand what I want to know about. So that's why I'm not really stream on Sundays anymore. Fridays now. I normally like stream on Friday, but I try for a Saturday thing. So in between Friday and Sunday, so I get in a middle, you understand? So we have to go on for a few Saturdays and see what I go on. You see? So yeah, see what I go on and see what I go on. Eh. I Scotty 7 for stream on Saturday too.
And when we have a conversation, I mean, Saturdays are more convenient because after you're coming from work on Friday, kind of a little
Scotty,
bit tighter.
who tell me yesterday say I Saturday we are stream?
Yesterday, I said that, but you're making it sound as if I am saying that, Saturday is the day we're streaming going forward. I didn't say that.
Okay, I mean, it's still, but true, me no want them cost me alone. I'm a fool.
That's why trouble can't stop making that word. Carrot, you should know where you live when you come stone you.
But I really take stone in Selena, mama. That does save. that does save. Peeps, big up on yourself, yeah. Be soon Tuesday, Zane, and thing.
7:30.
7:30. Make it a date, make it a late and don't be late. Make it a date and don't be late. You see it? Scotty, big up yourself, sis. I don't call her mama now because there's a mama thing there. You know, one trial where I go on. One empress would then call mama. Yeah, it's at a way.
No, call me that.
Yeah, so I don't call her mama. You
Call
see
me
mama?
You girl. Guys, it was a pleasure being here. I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Okay, big up yourself. I see some flicker in your background. Like
the light, you remember you said?
Yeah, man. I know the light there. The other one there, so. See?
I changed that one, Oh.
You did? To what?
LED.
Yeah, and it a flicker, so?
Because I was trying to get.
To get what?
One that is bright. A bright.
Brighter light, yeah. Mrs. You get look more light, man, but then something else won't go. Teach.
Okay.
We have a date tomorrow at 11. No, me ain't on a date, bro.
Oh, you have date?
Chelsea, I play Liverpool tomorrow. Yeah, that's that. So, what about this thing? Yeah, man. Looking forward to the finals, man. You know what I think? It should be a good game. You understand? Should be
what
a good game. I'm going to watch it 11:30, right on my TV. Yeah.
I hope Abi will watch what I singing something.
No, man, you can go watch it on his tablet, man, or in a room or something, man. Yeah, you can't come out there so come watch it on TV when I watch football. Before watch that with me. You see? I think.
Good night.
Yeah, peace.
Good night.
Richie, brother, as me say, I know you're gonna soon rude to me. But me I do the thing, man. But I still wait for the next thing. I just want everything one time. Is there a problem and it's not really me, you know? If I did do that, I send it already. Abramovich stepped down. No, Abramovich just gave the club to the trustee to operate based on the Russian situation, knowing that he's Russian and apparently he has very close ties with Vladimir Putin. So in the interest of, what I would have loved for him to do is to say him not in agreement with the war. But he's not going to do that apparently because Vladimir is a friend apparently, I don't know. Zine. So the club will be alright, man. The club will be fine. I hope. You see. So yeah. And because probably him no want them freeze him assets and thing when club apart and assets and then something. I don't know. So I can watch all the thing go tomorrow. Looking forward to the game. Can't pull that with me. I'm true, Richie. You have to send a thing come my youth. I just do everything one time and send my thing then. A piece of business, brother. You understand? I not pull it on you. Truth. You know I truth too. Send this thing come, man. Peeps, look over here. Richie, I'm good youth still. I mean, I problem for you. Big up for yourself. I still not find it. So, because I don't find the outro yet? I don't make it back. You understand? On the whole intro. Me so though. What good? Step with Jack. Safe travel upon the gravel. I'm out with the in, sure. I want now play. Play.
Me not hear.
Then me not see it neither.
Teach them. Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. Around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
Broadcasting live.
We will broadcast
live. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel